Space stocks are starting to heat up again, and right now we've got 4 companies all about to report earnings around the same time. And this is important because when you get an entire sector that reports around the same time, that's when you can get big moves. So in this video, I'm gonna break down 4 companies you need to watch right now and what could actually push them higher or send them lower. If you like videos on companies like Black Sky, Rocket Lab, or anything else in space, defense, you name it, please feel free to comment below what it is you'd like to see in future upcoming videos. Before we jump into the stocks, you need to understand why this even matters. The space sector is one of those areas where momentum comes in. It doesn't move slowly. It moves fast, and you've got things such as government contracts, defense spending, and satellite demand is exploding right now. So when earnings hit, these stocks, they don't just go like 2 to 3% in any direction. No, you got these stocks that move 10, 20%, or even more in either direction. So when multiple companies report earnings at around the same time, within the same month, which is in the span of like 2 weeks, I believe is when the earnings are going to be separated from all 4 of these companies. That's when things start to really get interesting. And let's kick it off with none other than the more established company on this list, which is none other than Rocket Lab. And they're not just talking, they're actually executing. And they got launches, space systems, and they're working toward their next big rocket, which is named Neutron. And going into earnings, this is what I'm watching. Can they keep increasing their launch frequency, and is revenue going to continue to grow at such a strong pace? And are we going to get any meaningful updates on future projects and products to come? Because if Rocket Lab delivers, this is the type of stock that can lead the entire sector higher. If you enjoy my content, please hit the like and subscribe button. And if you ever need help making better decisions with investing, simply take a look at the first link below to get access to my community and support yourself with like-minded investors and get access to the world's leading AI models, Claude, Gemini, OpenAI, and Grok. Get all of this software for $7 in my community, and my community is free. The next stock that we can cover, and also real quick, let's do just a little bit of technical analysis with this. Just if you're looking for any short-term setups, I would say that you should be looking around this level at the $78.60 level, due to the fact that we were in a bracketing range for quite some time after it was around the all-time highs, and it shot down as low as $56.13. But in this range, you do see here that the previous level of resistance at the upper bound range of the bracket at $78.59, there was a look above and fail. And then we continued in this range for a little bit after a look below and fail. And then we had another breakout attempt, which has been successful so far. And right now we're forming a higher low because we do see here we have this bearish hammer candle where sellers did their best to make things move lower, but were unsuccessful. So after that unsuccessful attempt, we do have a bullish day on the chart right now. And the previous area of resistance at $78.59 is currently acting as a level of support now after time has gone by. So I would say that's, if you're looking for shorter term trades, I would say this is a key level of interest. And then also pay attention to see what we may do around this $90.50 level as well. See how we react once we get closer to the highs, around the all-time highs of $99.58. Now, next stock we're going to cover is none other than Lunar. So Lunar, this one is very interesting because it's heavily tied to NASA and lunar missions. So right away, this stock is more event-driven and a lot more volatile. And going into earnings, what matters here is mission updates, government contracts, and whether they can actually turn these opportunities into consistent revenue. So, but the thing about it though is the stock, it can move fast in either direction. Whether it's to the upward direction or the downward direction. And if expectations are high and they disappoint, it can drop quickly. But if they surprise to the upside, this is easily one of those names that can spike hard and hopefully make it back to around the highs of $31.15. And again, just a little bit more price action. If you're looking at this from a shorter term trading perspective, you do see here that we have been bracketing for the entire year. We've been range bound for quite some time, and previous levels of resistance around this area of $22.71. You do see here that this was where the look above and fail occurred. And then once we've also attempted to move in the upward direction, we are seeing some similarities compared to Rocket Lab, as we are experiencing more of bullish trending, a bullish trending price action, as we're experiencing higher highs and higher lows. And the previous level of resistance that was the look above and fail is currently now acting as support. As you do see, we have another bullish hammer candle that buyers have kept things strong and have not allowed sellers to continue to move in the downward direction. So key levels of interest, in my opinion, would be around this level of $22.81, and then as we move higher, see how we react as we move closer to the highs again at at the $31.15 level. Now, when we look at Black Sky, which is the next stock that we're going to be covering, this one is a little bit different compared to the other ones because they're focused more on satellite imagery and intelligence. So I want you guys to think about it. Think about defense, geopolitics, and real-time data. And that's a big deal right now because for earnings, what I'm going to be watching is, are they going to continue to keep growing contracts? Is subscription revenue increasing? And are they getting closer to profitability? Because if demand for intelligence stays strong, this is one of those under-the-radar names that can quietly outperform. And what I also do find interesting, again, 3 for 3, we do have pretty similar price action here when we compare Black Sky, Lunar, and Rocket Lab, because you do see here that a lot of these have experienced some type of, it's not exactly the same, obviously, and not the same prices, but they've had some form of range-bound activity. And then we had some type of attempt to go higher. Not the same as the other ones, but this is the upper end of the range, and the previous level of resistance was around this $28.30. And then as we kept going, we had an attempt to break out that has been successful, and we got some double bottom activity here, as we do have a green bullish hammer candle that did not allow the sellers to continue downwards, and then we shot up, and then we came back down to retest these levels right above the previous level of resistance at $28.30. And currently, we have more bullish momentum. So there are some similarities within the three companies, which I do find interesting. So just feel free to check out for key levels of interest around the $31.10 level to $28.30, around that area, because currently that's acting as a zone of support at the moment. Now, the final stock that we're going to be covering is none other than Redwire. And I have covered Redwire, and I will be covering it again shortly because it's a space stock, but it also is tied to defense as well. And this one doesn't get talked about as much, but it plays a key role in space infrastructure. So instead of launches or missions, they're more behind the scenes. And sometimes those are the ones that people tend to overlook. So going into earnings, what you need to be watching out for is revenue growth, to check the trend, how revenue growth is trending, whether if it's diminishing, declining, or if it's improving. And you want to be checking out to see how their partnerships are going. If they're getting more partnerships, acquiring more deals, getting more contracts, you want to look for things in that nature. And you also want to check to see how profitable they are this next quarter. You want to see if they end up in the net profit or with a net loss for this quarter. And if they're showing real traction, they show real improvements within the financials, this could be one of those sleeper stocks that does end up catching people off guard. And I don't want to do too much technical analysis with this one compared to the other ones, because I didn't do much with the other ones either, but I just did a little quick snippet, quick rundown. But the price action, the price action of this stock is very much different. It's just been range bound, had a little bit of a push up and a fail. A small pump, and then it just dumped all the way back down to the $7, $8 level. So nothing much to cover there from a price action perspective. But going back to talking about all these companies, when we look at things bigger picture, what you really need to understand is this isn't just about one stock. This is about the entire sector. And when you have multiple companies reporting at the same time, it creates somewhat of a chain reaction. If Rocket Lab reports strong, it can lift sentiment across across the space stocks. If Black Sky shows strong demand, that reinforces the whole thesis. But if multiple companies disappoint, the entire sector can sell off together, and people that are heavily invested into space stocks don't want to see that. So this is one of those moments where you don't just watch one ticker, you watch the group as a whole. And going into earnings, these are 4 space stocks that you need to have on your radar because this could be a big moment for the sector. So let me know in the comments which one you are watching the most. And if you want more real-time breakdowns on stocks like this, please hit the like and subscribe button, as I do appreciate the support, and comment below what it is you want to see in future upcoming videos, as I do read all the comments in my comment sections and like making videos based on what you guys want to see. So with that being said, guys, InvestQ out. Stay safe, keep making good decisions with your portfolio, and I'll see you all in the next video.